Well, thanks for trying fuel pump. You gave it your best shot, mate. Yes, of course. Bollocks. Another day in paradise, back down the farm working on the van. Don't really know what's going to happen, I'm just going to play it by ear as always. Few things I want to try and do today. I want to extend my screamer pipe down so it actually comes out the bottom. I'm going to take the wastegate out, and I have in the box that the wastegate come in loads of different springs. So I've lost a bit of paper that tells you what spring does what pressure, but I'm going to Google the website, and I'm sure on there I can find out, you know, what spring combos does what, because at the minute it's like 18-20 psi, and it's a little bit too high for my liking, so I'm going to back it down to a gate pressure of about 15 psi, and then I'm going to add a boost controller, and then from the boost controller I can then control the boost from there onwards by the ECU. So that's the plan. Let's crack on. So I have the wastegate off the van. This is my Tile MVS genuine wastegate, all the way from America. So I'm literally just going to undo the screws on the top of the wastegate. I've got the spring chart here off their website, so I'm going to see what colours are in here and then mix and match the colours to make a bar. So let's get it apart. So I normally put the wastegates in the press, not to crush them, but to like hold them together while I take the bolts out, because obviously there can be up to like 3 springs in these, so they can go quite a bang if you don't hold them pressed up. But I don't have a press here, so I'm doing it in the vise. Oh, I just don't want to get hit in the face. And that's what they look like when you take the bolts out. So I need to work out what springs I currently have in, and then what ones I need to put in. Okay. Just finished extending the screamer pipe. It ain't perfect, but it will do. It will tuck up there like that. Might have to chop it down a little bit. Yeah, cool. I've put the wastegate back on, obviously. I mucked about with the springs, don't know if it's a bar yet, but we will soon see. So I've obviously finished off all the screamer pipe. That's just in the bandsaw cutting. And I thought while I'm here and it's on the ramp, I'm going to drop the fuel tank down, have a look to see what type of fuel pump it's got in the tank, and see if I can upgrade it. So that's what I'm going to do now. I didn't want to take the fuel tank all the way off because the clips at the back looked a little bit rusty, so I've taken the straps off and dropped the front of the tank down, disconnected the return line, tucked it up there, and the feed to the fuel filter I've just put it over on the bench. Now I'm just going to give this a clean off because it's covered in crap, and then undo this ring and hopefully get the fuel pump sender out the tank. Got the ring off, just got to lift the sender out now. Oh, it's going to be connected in the bottom of the tank, isn't it? I'm too short. I think they just twist and unclip. There you go. Right, let's see if I can make a bigger fuel pump fit in there then. So I've stripped down the fuel pump housing, and that's the standard pump out the van that just sat in there, and then it has that little cover that goes over it, and the pump sort of pokes through the hole, and then that little adapter bolts on the top there. That's the return, and that's the feed. I've disconnected the hose that come from there up to the outlet on the actual filter housing, and I took the little sock off the bottom of the standard pump. This is a Warbro 450 in tank, and I've connected the sock on there, and it actually fits straight on, and that just about slides into there. So I'm going to mount that in there like that. And then put the housing on something like that, and then hopefully I'm going to join the outlet of that to the outlet on top of that housing with a bit of proper fuel hose and some Jubilee clips over the barb. So yeah, I'm going to crack on. Looks like it's going to work though. That only fits. Quite happy with that. So I chopped the little adapter in half. So like obviously the old feed come out and went into that, and then went from that up to the top of the hat there. So I've just cut that in half so that the return still drains back down into the little swirl pot. Now I'm just going to join that up with some fuel hose. Yeah. That'll do me. It's messy, but I've seen a lot worse. And I'm sure it'll work. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum. Get in. Oh, she's snug. Does that go inside or out? Probably should have twisted that pipe the other way. Oh, she's only in. Ta-da! Put the ring back on. Before I put all the tank up, I will connect all the lines up, prime the ignition to make sure we've got no leaks, and probably make sure it still runs as well. Little part of me's hoping that the standard wiring's up to the job of the new pump, but we will see. Got the fuel tank back up. Fuel lines on, all clipped up, all OEM looking. I managed to split the breather hose around the back of the tank, so I've just mucked about replacing that. It's all good to go now. I think now I should get it on the dyno, see if I can get a bit of a base mat going. Well, actually no, tell a lie. Got to fit the screamer pipe and then get it on the dyno, see if I can get a base mat going. It's got a smaller spring in it now, so it should make about a bar, he says. Stuck the screamer pipe on. Actually pokes out the underneath now, which is handy, rather than just venting in the engine bay. Will it run? Oh yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Definitely needs a bit of a tweak. No fuel leaks. None that I can see yet anyway. Right, let's have a sort out, get the ramps on the dyno and see if I can make some numbers. And she's in. Just square her up, tie her down a bit tighter, and away we go. So just been doing a little bit of mapping, and I think I've got the springs in the wastegate wrong, because I'm only getting like 180 kPa, so like 12-13 psi, something like that, and ideally I wanted 15, so I'm going to crack on a little bit more and just iron it out, but it's getting there. It seems like it's going to drive really nice now. I've got a lot of the light throttle loads done, but yeah, I wanted to really drive at a bar. Didn't really want it to be any slower than it was, so on anyway. Yeah, I'll do a power run and show you. I haven't got none of the dyno stuff rigged up. I'm literally just using the laptop and using the dyno for load. Sounds good though. Just notice it's a little bit rich flat out as well. See, now I've got the lambda controller on. So it's making, yeah, 172 kPa, so nowhere near a bar. A little bit rich flat out, I noticed. Right, I'm going to tweak it some more and maybe let it cool down, put another spring in it. So I've done a bit of mapping, done a bit more, ironed it out. I'm quite happy with it. Only problem is my intake air temperature is rising, like it's got to like 50 degrees now, so it's a little bit higher than I'd like it to be. Actually, it's a lot higher than I'd like it to be. So I think my intercooler's like heat soaking where it's on the dyno, because it seems to be alright out on the road. But it probably doesn't help that my turbo's right behind the radiator and I don't run an air filter. I've just got like an open cone coming off the front of the turbo and it's breathing all the hot air from behind the rad. So I think I need to make some sort of like an inlet duct. So that's another thing I need to address. And also, obviously the base boost pressure is a little bit lower than I want it to be. So I'm going to take the wastegate back off, not now because it's red hot. But when it cools down, I'll strip the wastegate back off, put another spring in there, see if I can get it up to a bar base pressure. And I might fit my boost control solenoid as well, so I can get the ECU to control it, and then I can plough a bit more into it. But at the moment, I'm quite happy. I wish it was running more boost, and I wish the air temp wasn't rising, intake air temp. But other than that, it's going alright. New fuel pump works, new injectors work, hasn't caught fire yet. I'm running out of fuel. So yeah, onwards and upwards. Tomorrow is another day. And just like that, it's another day. So, the van sat here all night. It's nice and cold, so I'm not going to burn myself. I'm going to strip the wastegate off. I'm going to muck about with the springs again. I'm going to try and put a bigger spring in it, and then get it back on the dyno. Yeah. So I'm trying to work out what these springs mean. I've got the Tile MVS in purple, if that matters. Genuine as well, not on eBay special. And I'm on their website looking at their spring chart, and just their colours like really confusing. So from the boost that I'm running, I can work out that this isn't actually a blue spring that I had in, because I did just have this one and I thought it was blue, but going on their little spring chart, there isn't any blue ones. So I'm assuming that that's got to be like a grey, going by the because just this grey runs about the boost that I was running. So I'm thinking, because it says here if you put a grey and a gold in, that should give you 1 bar of boost or 14.5 psi. There isn't a gold, but there is a yellow, so I'm just going to do that because I don't really want to overdo it. So baby steps. So I'm going to assemble it with these two and see what it does. Got the van all strapped on the dyno, got the cooling fan in front, got my sports devices software up and running, my ratio screen, my obviously power graph screen that everyone's used to recognising. At the moment I'm logging obviously horsepower, torque and lambda. Obviously the ECU's got like a lambda controller, as you know, so it logs it, but obviously my dyno's got a lambda controller as well, so it's best to have more than one lambda, just so you've got, you know, if one sensor goes down, you can then look at the other sensor, or you know, you can see a discrepancy. So yeah, right, let's crack on. Right, so I just want to try and get an idea of what's going on. So I've got the software open, I've got it on the dyno, I've got the bigger spring in it now. So I just want to see what sort of boost we are running and what my air fuel ratio is like. So I'm not going to do a power run just yet. I'm literally just going to run it up on the dyno. Just keep an eye on the air fuel ratio. Just see if she's happy or not. Right, here we go. So there's plenty of fuel in this map. It's definitely making more boost. I don't know what boost it's making. I'm literally just going to try and lean it out a little bit because that was a little bit too rich for my liking. It went off the rig to rich, so I don't know how much fuel's going in. So I'm going to pull a little bit out and just see what it's like. Right, I'll get back to you. Right, I've done some tweaking. I've got it fairly safe. Well, it's a little bit too rich still, but it'll do for now. I'm just going to do a power run. I've actually set all the dyno up now, so it'll actually measure a power figure. So let's do a power run, see what happens. Right, first things first, first gear, pull away. Second. Here we go. Low in the revs. So I've put it into neutral. I've got to let it spin down so it can calculate transmission loss. That's why I'm really close to the camera so you can hear me, because that flywheel's really loud. Look who it isn't. 2 meters, bruv. Get away. Go into your own unit. There's a virus around, you know. Right, that should do. Slow it down. And stop the run. 248 flywheel horsepower. I'm happy with that. Nothing like letting it cool down. Ain't too bad. So the run before is a little bit leaner, and it made slightly more power flat out because it was leaner, but obviously it wasn't safe, so I've richened it up a bit. Lost a few horsepower, but you know, in the name of reliability. It's about 11.5 AFR, all the way up to, where's that? Up to 6,500 RPM, and then it tails down to like 11 AFR to the limiter, so I'm quite happy with that. Oh yeah. How do I get? Still learning this software. So peak power was, what's that? There. Yeah, 233 horsepower at 6,700 RPM. I'm happy with that. Why are you in here? What do you want? Just trying to see if I got something. Tell you what I will get if you hang around me. Coronavirus. Yeah, you stay 2 meters or I'll hit you with a fire extinguisher. Right, one thing I did notice flat out on the power run though, a little bit misfirey, so I think I'm going to pull the plugs out, maybe change them. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. So I changed the HT leads because these ones are a bit naff. These are the second set that I fitted. So the last set misfired and arcing onto the rocker cover, and now this set have played me up. So I put some Volkswagen Polo ones on because I run a Volkswagen coil, and now it's perfect. Time for another cheeky power run. Just tweaked the fuel in a bit, leaned it out, so I'm going to see if it makes any decent power really. Already running it up, so here we go. not very happy though. 52 degrees. Fuel trim's cutting in now. Something else I need to address. Look at that. 446 wheel horsepower. Oh yeah. Happy with that. Let's do some more tweaking. Didn't have the camera filming for that run. Wish I did. So something's just let go. Bollocks. That's less than ideal. Oh. Making good power as well. I think I'm going to let that cool down. Oh man. All on my dyno as well. Well, I'm going to stop this video here. I've had enough today now. There's antifreeze all over the floor, there's antifreeze all over my dyno, there's antifreeze all over my van. I don't know where it's leaking from, so that will do for now. I'll see you guys next time when hopefully I can sort this out. Cheers guys, bye. I found my leak. It's a little hose under there, look. So it's not the rad. It's just an old hose. It's got a bit too hot. Thing is, it's not even that close. Even the screamer's closer to the bottom hose there. I thought if any part would have popped, it would have been that one. It's that little one. I wonder if I can cut that back.